some days I'll have like 3 or 4 girls in one day. Okay, so 12. So I'll schedule a date right at 12 p.m. 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., etc. You know, and then some girls will stay overnight and stuff. In 18 months, right, I probably was with more than 100 different girls. Okay, for me to get married, right, it was very difficult for me to accept it because like marriage means, you know, the commitment, and marriage means the you know, like the loss of options and the loss of freedom and everything, right?
Hey guys, welcome to the Modern Wealth Podcast, where we aim to empower, enrich, and evolve your lives. We always interview some absolutely amazing guests who can help you to level up your game, whether it be in investments, in business, or your own personal growth. And today, I have a very, very special guest with me. You know, I've known him for many, many years. You know, one of the most successful young dudes that we're gonna actually talk to, right? His name is Alaric. Alaric is an absolutely amazing guy. He, you know, built his first $1 million business, right? At only the age of 23 years old, right? Which is absolutely amazing. Over $1.2 million in the first 18 months of starting his business, right? You know, he's a guy I've been following since many, many years ago, right? Incredible dude. So today we're gonna dive into his story, find out a little bit more about, you know, what makes him and what made his business and money come to pass as well, right? So again, without further ado, welcome, Alaric.
Thank you so much, Rash, for having me on your show. Yeah.
Awesome, fantastic, dude. Let's start from the very beginning, right? So you know, you are a guy who, you know, made your first kind of pot of gold in your early 20s, maybe you started in your teens and stuff like that, right? So what was your first brush into entrepreneurship, and how did you actually get intrigued by this field? Was it parents? Like how do you get started in entrepreneurship?
Okay, if you want to start it all the way from the start, like my childhood and stuff, so I started reading books about entrepreneurship since 7, 8, 9 years old.
Wow.
Okay? So like Rich Dad Poor Dad, I read it when I was 8 years old. How You Can Get Richer Quicker by Emma Courtmeyer, I read it when I was 9 years old. So like my dad had books about personal development. So I knew about what subconscious mind, personal development, business, sales. I learned about all this since I was young. Okay?
Wow. So your dad was the one who influenced you to kind of have that?
Yeah, so my dad like theoretically influenced me to all this. And then when I was 14 years old, my mom started her first business. So it was a health and wellness business. She's still running it today. It is a health and wellness business. So it's called Rev22 Energia. And she sells those like negative ion, fine infrared mattress. Now, my mom used to be a nurse. So for her to make, like, she was making a nurse employee salary, right? And for her to start a business, she had to borrow $200,000 from my grandmother in order to start this business. So she went $200,000 in debt just to start the business. And I saw how hard she worked. And so she showed me the practical side of things. So like my dad showed me the theory of business. And my mom, like through my mom, I get to see like exactly how hard you have to work to be an entrepreneur. A lot of people think that entrepreneurship, right? Like, I want to be an entrepreneur so that I don't have to be an employee. A lot of people think that way, right? But both you and I know that actually as an entrepreneur, we actually work double as hard as an employee. My mom works 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. Her only rest day was Sunday. Some Sundays she also works, okay? But most of the time, Sundays she goes to church and stuff. But I saw how hard she works. And for the first at least 10 years of her business, okay, even now she's still working very hard, not because she has to, but because she just enjoys and everything, okay. Now, and then when I was 16 years old, I saw this article about there's this guy who turned a paper clip and then he traded it all the way to a house. I think you heard of it before, right? Yeah. So I was like, is it possible if I can turn 10 cents into $1 million?
Wow.
So there's one day I found a 10-cent coin in my school. Okay, that time I was 16 years old. I was in Sec 4, right? So I found this 10-cent coin. I said, okay, I want to turn these 10-cent coins into $1 million. So I start off with like trading with my friend for 20 cents, and then I buy a sweet. I trade it for 40. I sell it for 40 cents. I buy another 2 sweets. I trade it for $1. I buy a canned drink, and I have this journal called my $1 million journal, where I'll show like exactly how I'm turning these 10 cents into more money. And then my first time, and then so like I would literally buy canned drinks from Sheng Siong, cycle all the way to school, sell canned drinks to my friends, and then I'll buy bread, I'll cook French toast, and then sell to them, etc. So I was able to turn like 10 cents into $50 within the first 1 month, which is pretty good. Like $50 might not be a lot of money, but $50 for a 16-year-old at that point of time was kind of a lot of money for me, right? And $50, that means I 500x my 10 cents, right? Okay. Then there was one day I just buy so I wanted to help my mom to do cold calls, okay? So I had to buy this SIM card. This SIM card is a hot 128 SIM card. So like you have to buy $28 and then you get $128 of value. So I buy the SIM card. I spend $28 out of my $50 to buy the SIM card. And every day I'll cold call people. And I would read books about cold calling. And I thought that I know how to do cold calling, right? But I called over 300 people. Only when I reached my 160th person, then only I got my sale, okay?
Wow.
And it was so hard. It was so much hard work. I hated sales. I hated cold calling. Like every day I would just call 5 people. And then I have to like just to call 5 people. I'm so afraid of the rejection, right? Because as a 16 years old, so every day I had to like do push-ups and handstands and everything to try to psych myself. I said, hey, just call one more person, just call one more person. And what I would do is, if I don't call 5 people, let's say I call 3 people, so I didn't call 2, right? So the next day I have to do 20 push-ups in the morning. Wow. So I was super motivated. I did this morning routine and stuff. And so I had my first sale. I did like $500+ in commissions into that one sale. It's quite lucky also, I think. But now that I look back, I realized actually it didn't need to be so hard. If I knew Facebook ads or if I knew like some other marketing method, right, I would have gotten that sale so much easier. But I chose the hard way, which was cold calling, which obviously I think people know that it doesn't really work. Yeah. I mean, it still works. I mean, you got the sale, but the amount of effort needed to the kind of results is just crazy. Yeah. So after that, after like 1 year, I managed to turn it into $1,000. Okay. No, after like maybe 5 months or 6 months, I managed to turn it into $1,000. So that's my first like brush with entrepreneurship. Okay, so after that,
bro, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Sorry, just
sure.
pause you. Right? You're in secondary school. You're in school, right, bro?
Yeah.
So what? You doing it before school, after school, or what was it like?
So during
holidays?
school,
During school.
that means like I'll bring the canned drinks. I'll bring like one whole carton, 24 cans of 100+. I'll bring to school and then I'll sell it during PE.
No, but for the cold calls, the cold calls.
The cold calls I was doing after school,
After
like
school.
7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh,
like every
wow.
day I set aside,
Wow,
and
okay.
I had O levels that year as well. But I will still make sure I'll study, but I'll make sure I'll do 5 calls, which will take me about half an hour.
Oh, that's crazy,
Yeah.
man. So you were actually practicing the skill sets since you were so young,
Correct.
learning about rejection and
Correct.
all these different things.
Correct. And the hardest part was the rejection,
Yeah,
As a
for
16-year-old to like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested. Sorry, I'm not interested. Like, you can do that 5 times. You can do that, but to do it that 300 over times. In total, I caught 300 people. And the only sale that I closed was that one sale on the 160th part. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So, anyway, but what happened after that was that, so I told myself I'll get 6 A1s for O levels, and I didn't, okay? And last time I truly believe in like law of attraction. I believe like if you believe something, you'll definitely get it and stuff, right? Yeah. And then when I got my results, I didn't get 6 A1s. I got 9 points instead, okay? Which is still decent, can go to JC and stuff, but like because I thought that if I believe something 100%, I'll definitely get it, okay? And I didn't. So my whole thing crashed. And after that, right, like I would play computer games all the way until 7 a.m. in the morning, wake up at 3 p.m. The next day play computer games all the way till 7 a.m. in the morning, okay? It was a super unhealthy lifestyle. And then I went to poly because I wanted to go to poly to learn business. I didn't want to go to like school to learn like geography and all that kind of stuff, right? So but in my poly years were my most human years. Like I was the most average, and I hate being average. Like I rather be like I hate being average, you know? Sure. Yeah. Anyway, so when I was 19, then I started my first business because I met my business partner. He's a healthy food, and then he said, hey, why don't we start a business together? So I was like, hey, okay, no, like why not, man? Yeah. And so I did a healthy food delivery business. So I did this business, and then we referenced like bulletproof diet from Dave Asprey and all that. Nice. And we actually managed to seal a deal with DBS Bank. Okay, so DBS Bank, they have 10,300 over employees, right? And they send an email to all 10,300 of their employees to advertise for us. Yeah. In exchange for like a 40% discount for the employees for their first week, and then after that 10% discount or something like that. Yeah, you know. So it's quite lucky that time I was only 19 years old and I can seal a deal with DBS Bank, you know. Yeah. And of course my business partner also helped to like connect and all that, you know. And we even get a health promotion board dietitian to endorse our food, saying that this food is good. Yeah, a health, not just a nutritionist.
What is the company called, bro?
That company was called Bullet Express. Yeah, because like bulletproof and then it's express. So we delivered like those kind of bento boxes, salmon, beef, all this. Yeah, so that's my first business, and then after that, because of some like conflicts and stuff, I decided to just sell the whole company to my partners for $1, like all my shares for $1. Yeah. Then I moved on. Then my second business, I built a sales team of 140 people in 10 months. So we sold all kinds of things like made-to-measure shirts, personal development courses, cordyceps, all kinds of stuff. And then my third business, I did a sales and marketing agency. So I help people to run ads. I help hotels to run ads. I help network marketers to run ads, property agents, insurance agents, etc. My fourth business was a six-figure e-commerce business selling cosmetics. And then my fifth business is my coaching and seminar business. Now, this was the business that I scaled to $1.2 million in 18 months. So I started this business without any capital, and I was actually an accidental coach. I didn't know that I wanted to be a coach. But what happened was I was running all my businesses, right? And then one day someone messaged me on Facebook saying like, "Hey, I saw you, and I didn't dare to say hi, even though we are Facebook friends." So I was like, "Okay, why didn't you say hi? I don't bite or anything. I'm such a friendly person, right?" And then he was like, "No, I was just shy." And I was like, okay, so, anyway, what do you do? So he tells me, oh, he's doing USANA, and also he's a chemist. So he's a Filipino working as a chemist, making like 5 figures a month in Singapore. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, I have not really done marketing, but I wish I could learn from an expert like you. Now, at that point of time, I really didn't see myself as an expert. I was like, I didn't think that was success. I built businesses to 6 figures, but I didn't think that was success, right? So I didn't think of myself as an expert. But being the entrepreneur I am, whenever there's an opportunity, right? So I see demand, right? So I was like, okay, I don't really do coaching, but if I were to but if I were to do coaching, how much will you pay for it? Then he was like, I don't know, you decide. So I was like, okay, how about $250 for 1 hour? Just a number that I just plucked from my ass, you know? Sure. And then he was like, yeah, I should do, he was like, yes, I can. He was like, no, $250 is quite expensive. Is it okay if I bundle up with other friends and then we could do it together? And then I was like, okay, how about this? $250, and I'll give you like 10 books that really changed my life, and then I'll give you all my network marketing systems and my secrets and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, okay, sure. So from Woodlands, he came all the way to my house in Bedok, and then we did the 1 hour session. He gave me a testimonial. He gave me the $250, and then he went back to Woodlands, right? And I was like, wow, I just made $250 in an hour. Sure. Now, to us now, $250 is nothing, right? You know. But at that point of time, $250 was like, hey, that's what someone who works at McDonald's has to work 1 week to make. But I made in 1 hour. Wow. So I was like, okay, I can do this. Then, so I closed the other clients 1 hour of coaching, $250. And I was like, hey, how can I scale this? So I did $500 for 2 hours. And I did like $500 for 3 hours of group coaching. So my first time doing group coaching, there were like 30 people who each paid $500. So I was like, shit, I made $15,000 in 3 hours. That's what some people take 3 months to make. Of course. And then I did like 2-day classes for $2,000, 1-day class for $997, etc. And then I scaled my business. And then I just went on from there. I did webinars, scaled internationally. And then right now we have thousands of students in Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Philippines, America, UK, etc. Awesome. And we scaled this to $1.2 million.
Amazing, bro. Dude. So, okay, you learned the skill set of getting rejected in the sales cold call. I heard that. 16 years old. Yeah. But I think you missed out on the skill set of marketing, right? And especially to do with the internet and all that, right? So what triggered that, and when do you start that particular journey? What was that first breakthrough when you actually learned about Facebook marketing?
So my first time doing Facebook marketing was when so I just watched YouTube videos at first, you know, to learn Facebook marketing and stuff. And then I decided like, I paid for a lot of mentorship and everything. So I spent over $100,000 to learn marketing. And my first time was when I was raising funds for my 6-figure e-commerce business, right? The cosmetic business. So I just posted on Facebook. I say, hey, anyone wants to invest in this business? And then within 3 days, I raised $15,000. And that was my first time doing Facebook marketing. And I was like, hey, Facebook. Like before that, Facebook was just like Restaurant City, like, you know, playing games on Facebook. It was never a money making tool. But when I made that first $15,000 in 3 days, I was like, hey, Facebook is really a very powerful tool. How about you? Like, how did you learn marketing?
How did I learn marketing? Wow, bro, I wouldn't consider myself a marketer. I hire people to do my marketing for me. Okay. Right? But I learned a lot of marketing, bro. Marketing is such a broad thing, right? So again, it was through a bunch of courses. I attended Wealth Mastery's course on marketing. I attended. I think my first exposure was learning about marketing, to do with affiliate marketing, right? Okay. So that was my first exposure, actually. In fact, the first guy who taught me about marketing was this guy called Jazz, right? Who has been a guest on our podcast before. So my very first brush. Actually, interestingly, dude, my very first program that I invested in was Jazz's program, right? Okay. It was this program called Inbox Cash Explosion. Okay. Right? So it wasn't on paid advertising, but it was more of like, email list building and all that, right? So marketing on how to write stories, write copy, build lists and all that stuff. So that was when I first got exposed to the marketing, and that's what really gave me my first boost also.
I see.
Right? So quite interesting. So that's what you learned, right? So again, and this was when you were 21 years old, right? I still remember, right? 21.
Yeah, at the time I was
yeah.
21 when I first started speaking. Yeah.
When we started speaking, so I was there in the office together, if you remember, right? Nandro Banga days and
Yeah,
all that. In
correct,
different
correct.
offices where you were sharing about all that stuff. Amazing, bro. So can I ask you, right? So how has marketing kind of shifted, right, from back in the day and now today, right? Or are there some principles that always remain?
So now marketing has become so much easier. Like with AI, marketing has become so much easier. I remember back in the day, right? Okay, for us to split test like 6 years ago to run Facebook ads, if you want to split test an ad, right, you need to have one headline, one text, one image, and one description and a call to action button. Okay, and you need to duplicate this. And let's say you want to change the headline to test which headline is better. You need to duplicate the ad and then change another headline. And maximum you only test like maybe 2 split tests or 5 at the most. Okay. Now Facebook has now AI has made it so easy, and what we do, right, is we generate a lot of ads, we generate a lot of text, a lot of headlines, a lot of videos, a lot of images, etc. And we use AI to split test thousands of variations of ads. So when I run ads, right, what I do is I run, let's say, 20 headlines. Okay, so I test 20 different headlines because you wouldn't know what headline works unless you test, right? So I test 20 different headlines and I test 20 texts. Okay. And I test 20 descriptions, and I will test 50 images or videos.
Wow.
So like many different images and videos and everything. A lot of them are like a lot of the text and everything is all generated with AI. And then I'll tweak it a little bit because we understand marketing. So AI, like even ChatGPT, doesn't really do marketing as good as like how we can do it. You know. So we still need to inspect the copy and everything. But so think about it. What I'm doing, right, is I'm running 20 times 20 times 20 times 50, that's 160,000 variations of ads.
Wow.
And I'm using AI to run all those ads because there's no way you can physically manage 160,000 variations of ads, right? And a lot of people think that, hey, if you're spending so much, if you're running so many different types of ads, wouldn't your cost per lead be very expensive? But actually, our cost per lead, like our ad spend, can be less than $10 per day running at this scale, or it can be less than $100 per day running at this scale. Yeah. So we use AI to optimize the ads, which means the AI will spend more ads on the ads that do well and less ads on the ads that don't do well.
I see.
Yeah, so it's automatic. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible, bro. That's crazy, right? Like as in, you think that, but sure, you mentioned that it's easier, but is it a lot more competitive also? Because of the ease of entry, or because nowadays people can just use AI generate copy and all that. So is it a lot more competitive, or how do you see it, bro?
But I think it's still easy to do because like a lot of people feel that if Facebook ads have increased, actually I don't really feel it. Like my cost per lead when I run ads to a webinar I showed you just now was like $13 to $30 in Singapore market. Okay, when sometimes when I run ads for AI in Singapore, Malaysia, maybe $6 cost per lead. So like even if we run a Facebook lead form, we are getting like $4 cost per lead or even less than that. Yeah, so it's consistently like it's as cheap as it was 5 years ago when I first did it.
Wow.
So I don't think that it's more expensive.
Interesting.
In fact, like I think advertising is always a demand and supply of attention, right?
Yep.
So sometimes the demand of attention, as in the supply of attention is growing because Facebook is growing. Because last time there's 1 billion users, now there's 2 billion users. So supply has grown. Demand, if let's say other advertisers feel that they cannot make money, they go to another platform, then there will still be demand. So I don't feel that it's more expensive in any way. I don't feel it's more competitive. Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you feel that way? Or?
No, I guess there's a lot of other factors right, with regards to how much you're spending, how long you're running the ads for, after a certain while you need more variations, right, so that it doesn't get stale and stuff like that, right?
Correct.
So there's so many different factors as well, bro. But dude, so when you do, so it sounds like a lot of work, right? But for the average guy who comes in, is this something that they can actually do for their small businesses and stuff? Is this something that is viable, or should they rather hire a professional? Like, what's your point of view?
Absolutely. So, for example, like, okay, for me to generate 20 text, 20 headlines, 20 images, etc., 20 descriptions, takes me less than 15 minutes to do all 20. Yeah. Okay. Because with AI, it's so easy, right? And for example, for me, when I run ads for my mum, I haven't looked at the ad account for more than 5 months already. Like I've not, like we are spending, for my mum we are spending quite small, maybe $100 per day, but so about $3,000 a month, and it's super profitable. Like she's doing at least about 60K per month around there. Now, but I've not looked at the ad account for 5 months already because I just let the AI take control. all I do is I add in new ad copies once in a while. I'll add in more variations. And the reason why it's so important to add in more variations, right, is because if you see the same ad again and again, right, like sometimes you see on TV, you see the same ad 100 times, then like if you see it 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, it doesn't make you more likely to buy.
Of course.
In fact, it will make you more and more frustrated. It will piss you off. You keep seeing the same ad again, right?
100%.
So, but if let's say you see thousands of variations, like maybe I run headline A, image A, text A, AAAB, AAAC, ABCC, you know, so many different variations, right? You're always seeing a different ad, a different text, a different headline, a different image. And when you split that so many variations, it becomes easier, right? And so with AI, right, you can just upload all the images, right? Let's say you have 10 images, you just upload 10 images and then 10 headlines, 10 text. And the AI will just automatically optimize everything for you. So it doesn't even take up much work. Yeah.
Interesting. Amazing. Dude, it's very, very good to hear a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, you know, some of the guys might not even be marketers, but again, right, to hear from you, you know, you might hear sources from whatever, but this guy is a practitioner, right, guys? You know, he's a practitioner, so you all can hear exactly what he actually is seeing from a daily, you know, working point of view. That's amazing, bro, Alaric. Dude, you know, I really want to get into a little bit more of your, you know, personal story, a bit more of your challenges and all that you face, right? So it's amazing to hear what you've actually built. So currently, right now, what's the main business focus? Are you still generating leads, doing the workshops? You know, can you just share a bit more about that?
Okay, so like right now, okay, of course I still do my coaching. I think coaching is still a very good cash cow and it's a very profitable business.
Yep.
So and I have monthly recurring in coaching as well.
Yep.
So like even if I don't like how to say, okay, so like when after I scaled my business from $0 to $1.2 million in 18 months, right?
Yep.
After that I traveled the world for 18 months consecutively.
Yep.
Okay, so I spent 3 months in 3 months in America, 3 months in Ecuador, 1 month in Colombia, 3 months in Spain, 3 months in Brazil, etc. And I was making enough passive income that my from coaching, okay, that my net worth doesn't drop even after traveling. So that's when I knew that I was financially free when I was 23. So coaching helped me to become financially free. And now that I am like okay, pretty doing well, okay, but now I'm married, so more expenses and everything as well. Okay, so it's a different ball game, right? Like last time I was traveling, it's just me, you know, yeah. And so my goal right now is to help my mom to scale her business.
I see.
And to scale it to like $100 million, the $1 billion mark, etc. And so Dr. Patrick, who's my mentor, he's helping my mom to grow her business as well. So that's why now, like I would say 80% of my time is on my mom's business. I still spend, like every week I do a 2-hour, okay, so my coaching business, right, is just every week I do a 2-hour coaching session for my mastermind members. Okay, then I have another team member who does another 2 hours. Yeah, so every week they get 2 sessions, right? And every month I just do a 2-day class. Yeah, so it gives me a lot more time because 2 hours a week, so I have another 50 hours in the week that is available, and then I have another like almost every day is available. So I spend this time, of course I try to help my students as much as my clients as much as possible, but I try to grow my mom's business. So we have recently we have done a lot of initiatives, like we are doing TikTok live streaming. So we do TikTok live streaming to get people to the shop. We run a lot of ads. We do a lot of corporate talks and all this kind of stuff. So my goal right now is to grow this business. And the reason why I want to focus on this health and wellness business, right, is because Singapore has an aging population. A lot of countries in the world have an aging population. So I know that if I like catch the right trend, like this will be a huge industry. Yeah.
A needle mover, for sure. Absolutely amazing. Guys, in part 2 that we're going to get to in a bit, alright, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of his triumphs, some of his struggles as well. It's going to be absolutely exciting, and of course we're going to dig into some actionable insights in the world of business. Right, so again, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment down below if you're enjoying the episode, and we'll see you all for part 2. Welcome to part 2 of the interview, right? And now we're going to dig deeper, a little bit deeper into, you know, what makes the man, what makes Alaric, you know, some of his struggles and everything. So again, Alaric, you know, as an entrepreneur, right, you've been in the scene for quite a number of years now already, right? You know, definitely more than a decade plus, right? So all of us as entrepreneurs, we go through, you know, peaks, and then we go through some valleys and everything, right? Right. So can you share with us some of your experiences where maybe you lost money or some valleys in your life? Like what have you overcome?
Oh, okay. so for my okay, so like in terms of financially, I've never had a valley financially. Maybe because of how I built my business. Um, but I would say last year, um, okay, valleys of business. Like I would say for my marriage, it was pretty rocky because
Okay.
I got married. I got married at the
Yep.
start, and like I had to fix a lot of. Well, I don't know how raw I want this to be.
Let's go, bro. Let's
I
go, if you don't
know
mind.
My wife will be watching this podcast. Okay, so okay, so let's just go real raw, and then we'll decide
Yeah.
what to keep in or not. Okay, so my biggest valley was when I got married. Okay,
Mm.
now my relationship with my wife is really good. Like we have really agreed on a lot of things, and we have really, like ironed out a lot of things. Okay, but initially when I first got married, right? So so truth to be told, right? When I was traveling around the world, okay, I was like the ultimate playboy. I was like the Dan Bilzerian of Singapore. You know, like literally like my whole it was crazy. Like I was living a crazy life. Like and I don't regret it. Like I don't regret that part of life. But now that I'm married, then like yeah, it's a very different life. So when I was traveling around the world, okay, I was in America, in
Yeah.
Ecuador, so
Ibiza.
in Ibiza,
Yeah.
in like all these kind of countries,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I was getting like Russian girls, I was getting Spanish girls, I
Sure.
was getting like Ecuadorian girls,
Sure.
American girls, and it was super crazy. Like okay, because I'm a marketer, okay,
Yeah.
so I understand psychology. I understand,
Sure.
and it's the same skill set. Like I've
Sure.
never seen someone who's good at marketing
Ah.
who is bad with girls. I've never seen someone who it's the same skill set. It's branding, marketing, and sales, right?
Sure,
So like how you brand yourself, how you market yourself, how
Mm.
you sell, and
Mm.
everything, right?
Mm.
So so some days I'll have like 3 or 4 girls in one day.
Mm.
Okay, like so like 12. So I'll schedule a date right at 12 p.m. 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., etc. You know, and then so sometimes 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. to
Sure.
10 p.m. Right, and then some girls will stay overnight and stuff,
Mm.
and like so that was my lifestyle. So like in 18 months, right, I probably was with more than 100 different girls. Okay, so when I was living with so much of options, right, for me to get married, right, like for me to get married, right, it was very difficult for me to accept it
Mm.
because like marriage means the commitment, and marriage means the like the loss of options
Of
and
course.
the loss of freedom and
Sure,
everything,
sure.
right? But of course, like my wife is an amazing wife. Like she's honestly the best wife that like if I cannot make it work with this wife, there's no way I will make it work with any other woman.
Sure.
Yeah. And she's been such a good wife. She's helping my mom in the business. She's such a great wife, and that really touched me. And that's when I decided like, okay, you know what? Like let's get married. Yeah. But when I first got married, because I was so used to this lifestyle, right? I'm not saying which lifestyle is better or worse. Like every lifestyle has its own pros and cons. Like now, like being married, I think there's a nice feeling. There's a fulfillment of marriage. We have 2 cats and we have a baby on the way, right? So we have 2 cats and just hugging the cats, and it was like, wow, it's nice to like at the end of your work and then you can cuddle with your family and everything, and it's just a very, very nice feeling, right? But at the same time, sometimes like whenever like marriage costs time, energy, and money, right?
Sure.
And so whenever it cost me any time, energy, or money, it triggered me a lot. So like it was like, so like even a small little thing, right? And I know it's my fault, right? Like as in, I know it's how I think about the thing. So for example, like let's say my wife asked me to do something simple, like maybe dry her hair for her, right? So the first time okay, second time okay, but if she keeps asking me to do it becomes my job, right? Then it's like, damn, when I had 100 girls, I never had to dry any of their hair. Now I have to dry their hair. You get what I mean? So like that was like so. And then like okay, like I have to do this. I have to spend the money on this. I have to buy this. My expenses increase and everything. So initially it was really like last year was a very rocky year for me. Like, and because emotionally it was very rocky for me. Like my business didn't lose money, but like it stagnated. Because like I believe like emotionally affects the business as well. Yeah, so if that's the question, but how about you? Like how do you like have you ever had this phase before, or like how did you overcome this from being a with many options, because you are definitely a high value man. You definitely have many options, right? So to saying like, hey, you know what? I just choose to have this one option instead. Like, how did you like?
Bro, my life very different, bro. So
Okay.
I don't know. I never kind of experienced that before, right?
Okay.
So I kind of know what it's like, lah, right? But again, I think ultimately, actually, there was this one very, very powerful thing that I actually learned from Alex Hamosi, right? Hamosi, right? So I'm sure you follow Alex as well, maybe, right? So he actually mentioned something. He said marriage was a very, very important decision in his life for two main reasons, right? Number one, it eliminated distractions. Right, because again, if you're scheduling like 10 to 2, 2 to 4, different, like, it takes out a lot of time and space. Correct. Right? But now when there's one, then everything else is minus, and then I can get hyper focused. So he mentioned that the moment he got married, his business actually 10x'd, right? And the reason why, as in for him, you don't have to worry about trying to woo somebody or message whoever, try to like that phase and that time spent is no more.
Correct.
Right? Of course, there's the fun in chasing and whatever else, lah, right? But when everything is time and energy, bro, right? You want to focus on business and whatever else, it requires time and energy as well. So when all that time and energy is spent on doing whatever frivolous shit, then you don't have time to focus on what really matters, right? So he mentioned that really helped him a lot. And of course, number two, which is what you're saying as well. Alex mentioned that Leila was absolutely pivotal in being the neck and the operation side of everything in the business, right? She was a freaking workhorse, and they really vibe together in terms of their working relationship, right? And because of like he was saying that everything that I am today is because of what Leila has built on the back end. Right, you see my face, but everything on the back is what she has actually built. Right, so I guess when you can find a partner who really will truly support you, and really will truly support you, not just in your business but in every other aspect as well, right? To really hold the fort at home, to be able to do all the different things as a mom, as a wife, then it's fantastic, lah, bro. Right, so for me, I think it was very, very similar, right? So like Winnie, just as in my wife, she used to be the back end, right? So when I used to work for Sean and everything, so she was the one who was doing the operations side of things. So I was the one who was the speaker, and she was the one who was holding the fort and making sure everything gets done right? So eventually that relationship blossomed, and we kind of worked together a lot closer, and then she became my wife, right? But I think the main reason was because I could see that everything that I lacked, she had, right? Like she filled up the missing gaps to make everything kind of solid, right? So I think once that was very clear to me, then it's like, okay, cool, then it just makes a lot more sense, lah.
I see.
Right, and of course, I cannot stress enough how my own wife, bro, after having the child, after getting married, really helped me to 10x my own business and life and everything else. So I'm very grateful, lah. So I see the same for you, bro.
Does she help you in your business and right now?
In my business, not so much, right?
Okay.
My business, not so much, but I think there's many other aspects of my life that is outside of business, lah, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
family-wise and everything.
Yeah.
So I think those are the other things, right? Because for me, in my relationship, I come back home to peace, right? Why?
Yeah.
Because she's handling everything else, right? To make sure that my food is ready, my my kid is done, everything is solid, for example. So all these other aspects that she's supporting helps me in my business.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's something that is very important. So I mean, I'm sure you see something similar in your
No,
wife
definitely.
too.
Like my wife is definitely 100% like super supportive, and she's very positive, and she's damn good at sales. Like she helps my mom so much, right? Like she's better at sales than me,
Wow, wow.
And she's just really like. She doesn't complain. We don't have arguments. Like she's just really
Insane.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and which is why I also felt so bad that like she's so awesome, but I was like the whole of last year I was just dealing with this whole like I was just dealing with all this whole sadness, this whole depression. Like I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I can feel that if I allow my mind to go down, it would have been a depression. Yeah, and like there were so many times where like I felt like, wow, it was so much of pain, it was so much of struggle. Like I want so many times I wanted to quit. So many times I was like, hey, you know what? I'd rather have my old life back, And I would say God helped me to pull through this, honestly. Yeah.
Amazing,
so like I went to
amazing.
church and stuff, right? And then like I would say the values of Christianity and everything helped me a lot. And yeah, I guess maybe God helped me in this because
I'm sure he did.
yeah, like when I was young, I told myself I'll never get married. Yeah, because like I didn't see a point in getting married, right? Like Jeff Bezos and all of them, they lost so much of assets, right? So I never ever saw the point, and so like I was just like the whole of last year, and I realized But one thing I realized that helped me to get out of all this, right, was that all this is all caused by my mind. So I always understood that all this suffering that I'm feeling is caused by my mind, and all pain is self-centric. And it made me realize that, okay, it's not her that's causing me to suffer. I made myself suffer. And it's me holding on to certain beliefs that's causing me to suffer. Like I'm holding on to beliefs that this is what freedom means, right? But actually, maybe family is freedom. Like having the freedom to take care of a family is it can be freedom, right? And like so, I had to like relearn and change a lot of my beliefs. And good thing is that my wife is also very supportive. Like if I tell her like, hey, I don't want to blow your hair anymore. She's like, okay, then she buy an auto hair dryer, you know, yeah. And she's very accommodating, you know, I see. So she helped me a lot. Like if she were to insist that, no, you know what, my husband must blow my hair, then it would have been really hard. So it was good that she really helped me a lot. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Right? So sorry, coming back a little bit to finances.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I heard something very, very interesting you said, right?
Yeah.
So like you mentioned that financially there wasn't really a value because of how you built your business.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you build? Okay, what are the skill sets or what is the base of the business that you need to have such that you at least maintain a steady state? Like what are some of the things that you did correctly that help you to not go through too much of a dip?
Okay, so like my business, right? I don't have any fixed expenses. Okay, everything, right, is a variable expense. So the main cost in my business, right, is really Facebook advertising. Okay, everything else, right, like my email marketing software. So the only thing in my business that's an expense is softwares. Okay, so for example, my email marketing software, my landing page builder software, my calendar software, etc. Okay, and the best part is that I've actually like every time that there's a recurring expense for me, right, I try to reduce it as much as possible. So for example, like my email software, Aweber is like maybe $100 a month, or it can be $200 per month, etc. Depending on how big your email list is. I managed to reduce my email marketing expense to $10 per month by changing to SendFox. Okay, so SendFox is a lifetime deal. So like maybe I pay like $69 or maybe $99 or something, and then I can have like maybe 20,000, 50,000 contacts. And then after I just pay $10 per month to have the better server. If I don't pay this $10 per month, I can still email, just that maybe the delivery will not be as good. So I've tested a lot of different email softwares and stuff. And some of the softwares, they get like 2% delivery. But for me, SendFox has given me like 30%, 40% delivery. Open rates, yeah. Open rates, not delivery. Delivery maybe like 90%, but open rates to active subscribers will be like 30 to 40%. To like non-active subscribers, that means anyone who's in your email list that hasn't subscribed, it will be about 20% consistently. So amazing. This beats Aweber, because Aweber was also about there, right? But Aweber was more expensive, right? And then like even like my calendar software, you know, it's free. I used to pay $15 a month. Now it's free. Zoom is $15 a month. So like if I were to not have a single sale coming in, my business will only spend less than $100 a month. Like literally. Wow. Even like my course platform is like maybe $39 a month, which I could have gotten I could have changed it. Just that I got too many courses. It's too much of a headache to move it. That's why I just continue using my software. But then again, I do have. But a lot of people think I'm a one-man show, but that's not true, because I have people that I pay based on the task. And I never pay people based on per hour. I never pay people based on per month. I only pay them based on per task. So example, let's say I need a video done, okay? They will edit a video for me for $10, okay? $10 for one video. I need an image done, Facebook ad image done. They do it for $5 per image. Sure. So I can do like 10 images with $50, and then I start running ads and stuff.
So you're outsourcing this to other countries, lower income countries, and whatever not.
Yeah.
I see.
So it's very simple to get like, and they're producing pretty high quality work. So all you have to do is just go to Facebook groups, right? And then you search like video editors Facebook groups, or you search like image designers Facebook groups, okay? And then you say, I need an image designer to design images for me inexpensively. PM me. There'll be like 20 people that PM you. Then you just choose who you like. You look at their portfolio, you see who you like, and then you say, okay, I'll pay you based on per task, and then they'll be more than happy. And then you just and then I just
amazing,
do it
bro,
that way.
amazing. So essentially, your entire model is again, how can I keep everything low?
Yes.
Really a lifestyle kind of business, lah, right?
Yes.
So you really have control of your lifestyle,
Correct.
right? Because you don't have to worry about, oh shit, this month I have $200,000 to pay in bills and whatever,
Correct,
right? So
correct.
very very different kind of model.
Yeah.
But again, it gives you that freedom, lah, right?
Yeah.
Again, a word that I keep hearing that
Yeah.
that resonates with
Yeah.
the brand Alaric is freedom, lah, right? I
Correct.
want to be able to have the ability to fly and do whatever I want to do myself.
Yes.
Amazing. That's great. Like so it never crossed your mind to build a team, employees, whatever. Not really. That's not your goal.
So for example, like okay, so I have a team, right? Just that I don't pay them on a payroll.
I
So
see,
for
I see.
example, like I have a coach that coaches my as in like I have a team member who coaches my students every week,
Yep.
2 hours a week,
Sure.
and I just pay him based on
The work that he does.
the work that he does.
I see.
And in fact, like for example, for him, I don't even pay him because he is my student, and I say, okay, you join my mastermind for free, and he just coach 2 hours a week. So he's more than happy. And when he coaches, he gets value as well because it helps him put him in a state of higher
Yeah,
vibration, right?
Giving
And giving and contribution. And then when I feel like the best way to learn something is to teach it, right?
course, of
And when you teach it, then you feel like, when I teach it becomes so easy,
I
like,
see,
then
I
you want
see.
to implement it, right?
Wow.
So he's getting, like, his business has grown ever since he started doing coaching for my students. And yeah, so like I don't have to pay him to do that. And if let's say I want to run ads, okay, I pay them based on a percentage. Like okay, every sale that you get from me, I give you 10% of sale. I pay for the ads, So they are even more motivated. They are even more motivated to scale up the ad spend.
I
They're
see.
even more motivated compared to if I paid them $500. Okay, if I paid them $2,000 a month. They don't care whether I scale up the ad spend. They don't care if my ad is profitable. They don't care if the cost per lead is good. But if I pay them 10% of sales, they will care. You get what I mean? So I always pay them. I always make sure that the rewards aligns with the outcome that I want, right?
Interesting.
And so even though I don't have I do have a team. Like, it's not that I don't have a team. I do have a team. I have people who run Facebook ads for me. I have people who build my funnels for me. I have people who do images for me. I have people who do video editing for me. I have people who do coaching for me. I have people who, basically I have almost all these things I have. And I can easily get, like, I can build a team of 10, 20, 40. Just that the way I pay them is different, yeah.
Interesting. Dude, this is one of the biggest takeaways for me from this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing, bro. Something to ponder about and think about as well. I mean, profit margins must be sick, lah, bro.
It's just Facebook ads. So let's say if I whatever I sell, Facebook ads are normally about 30%. Yeah. So 70% profit margins.
Wow,
Yeah. Net
that's
profit.
amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Amazing. Very, very nice. Congratulations,
Thank
brother.
you, thank
But really something to think about as well, right, guys? Again, I hope you guys got some gems, some ideas with regards to how he does it, how he scales the business, how he keeps costs low, good margins, for example. And of course, most importantly, you have control of your time as well. Being a dad very soon, right, brother?
Correct.
Congratulations. Right, next month, right?
Next month. Yeah.
Next month,
No,
same.
next week actually. Yeah.
Oh, next week?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right. So
Yeah.
we're having he's having his first one. I'm having my second one very, very soon as well. Right. So
They'll be
congrats
best
on that.
friends. Like we'll bring them to
Sure,
church together.
Sure. More than happy to, bro. Dude, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, bro. Dude, I have 2 more questions to actually ask you, right? So one thing was with regards to, if you can share, right? So the family business, you're scaling your mom's business. You mentioned that, this is something I can see that maybe can scale to $100 million. Like, what's the plan behind that, and how do you see that being achievable?
Okay, so right now I built so I don't even know IT and all that, right? But I managed to build the whole compensation plan for my mom's business, and we're doing a 2-tier. So it's not like MLM, but it's 2 tiers. So like tier 1 gets X%, tier 2 gets X%. If you refer and all that. So my goal is to just train, because I've done network marketing before, so I know how to build a team. I know how to get people to refer people to refer people to refer people to refer people. So so my goal is really a lot of training for this team and guiding them about like we have partners that guide them on TikTok live streaming, and like TikTok live streaming actually has I just saw the opportunity is that even if you get an account with maybe 10 followers, okay, you do a TikTok live stream, you can have 400 people watching your live stream because TikTok will just push traffic to you, and that's a huge opportunity, and I'm seeing that opportunity. So we have a partner called Lucas who helps teach all the live streamers how to get traffic and then like promote and all that. So like there was one day I was, okay, so this sounds a bit crazy, but there was one day I was like high in the spirit and all that, right? And the idea just came to me that, okay, I should do like a TikTok live streaming MLM business, okay? But not MLM like binary, right? But just 2 tiers, right? And so I had this vision, and I was like, yeah, so I felt like it was God talking to me or something, okay? So after that, I shared with Dr. Patrick, because Dr. Patrick is my mentor, and he has been coaching me 1-to-1 every week for the last 1.5 years. And so I shared with him about this idea. And he was like, wow, that's a very interesting idea. And then the next week, he actually like thought more about it, and he was like, hey, you know your mom's business, you should do it this way. And I was like, hey, yeah, let's do it together. And that's why he came on board and helped my mom as well, you know. And it's not easy for Dr. Patrick, who publicly listed 3 companies in 3 different stock exchanges, to help my mom in her business, you know. And he definitely saw some potential, okay. And yeah, and one thing was that, so I was high in the spirit, right? So I was channeling messages to my mom, and I was telling her like, you need to look for this guy who's wearing a white shirt with black pants, okay? So at first we thought, okay, it was this other guy, right? But the next time I saw Dr. Patrick, he was wearing a white shirt with black pants. I was like, I think you are the one, you know? Yeah, so and everything is just falling into place. All the messages and all the prophecies that were communicated were all falling into place.
Amazing.
So like, this business, from a financial perspective, I believe can go to 100 million or a billion. But it's also like, it's God's business, because this business is called Rev22 Inertia, and it's helping people to sleep well and everything. And the vision was that people would walk up from their hospital beds and everything, and just walk out, and then, you know, like, they will just get the healing by themselves.
Amazing.
Yeah,
How can they find out more information about this business?
They can go to energia.sg, energia.sg.
Awesome. We'll leave the link down below and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And bro, so many insights that you actually shared. Maybe one final thing, right? Like, tell us a little bit more, right? So I know you do have a masterclass on how you actually can start on marketing for people who are brand new, right? So let's talk about that, bro. So what will they learn in your session, your class, or whatever else?
Awesome. So I have a free Facebook marketing webinar where I teach people how to run Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. And you realize that it's actually really simple. It's just 4 steps you can run your own Facebook ads. And I also show like how we run thousands of variations of ads and how to make the cost per lead lower and everything. And even if you got no business, right, you got no experience or anything, what you can do is you can actually help business owners to run ads. So imagine like, okay, so every business in the world needs more ads. Like, they need more clients, right? And not all of them know how to run ads. Not all of them know how to do Facebook marketing. So once you learn Facebook marketing, what you can do is you can actually help business owners to do Facebook marketing. So each business owner will pay you maybe $1,000 a month, okay? So if you just get 5 clients, that's $5,000 a month. And once you get 5 clients, you're set, right? You just need to service these 5 clients, which will take you less than half an hour per client. You know, like for me, I look at my mom's ads maybe once every 5 months, right? So it'll take you less than 30 minutes. Like, once you set it up, maybe your first time setting it up, spend about an hour. After that, it's just half an hour per week to manage the ads. And every month they'll pay you 1K per month. So you got 5 clients, 5K. If you charge more, like 3K or 5K, as you get better and better, 1K is like really cheap, you know. You can charge 3K, 5K, 10K, etc. And as you get better and better, you can make more. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, he runs I think $100 million social media marketing agency, right? So that's the scale that you can go to. But even if you just want to make maybe 3K or 5K or 10K a month, this would be the perfect business model. Yeah.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Thanks for sharing, bro, guys. And again, very very simply, if you guys want to learn from Alaric, right? Like, I always believe. As a business person, sometimes it's always good to listen from different perspectives and angles, right? Like, you know, some of the things that he shared with me in this podcast today really got me thinking as well, right? So, you know, if you all attend the masterclass and attend it, go and learn from him, for example, I'm sure he can really spark something in you, right? So, Alaric spent a lot of time with, you know, multi-millionaire mentors, right? People who are moving and shaking around the world, right? So, again, he has many insights into how he's building his different businesses and what works for many different industries as well, right? So, the good thing about him is that he's explored so many different industries, right? From health supplements to coaching to, you know, everything, TikTok, social media marketing, so many different things. So again, it'll be absolutely amazing if you all can go and learn from him. The link is down below, right, in the YouTube channel, right? So again, go and check it out, you know, click on it, you know, go and, you know, listen to his webinar and learn from him. Alaric, thank you so much, bro. One final question before we end it off, right? You know, a lot of people have this hesitation, right? they're in their jobs and they're like, yeah, I want to quit and whatever else, but then, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to start, like I'm very, very scared that I will lose my rice bowl and stuff like that, right? Like these are legitimate fears, right? So for somebody out there who has these fears and all that, what would you advise them? What are the first steps, or what do they need to overcome so they can actually go down this path of entrepreneurship or freedom?
I would say, if you want to do entrepreneurship, the first skill set you need to learn is sales and marketing. Because like a lot of people, they want to do a business but they don't know how to do sales and marketing. Like sales is the only thing that puts money in the business. Everything else takes money out of the business. Human resource takes money out of the business. Manpower, accounting takes money out of the business. Everything else takes money out of the business. So the only thing that puts money in the business is sales. So to master the skill set on sales and marketing, which you are an expert at, like I've seen how you've run your businesses and everything. So like good job on that as well. So learn sales and marketing, and then being a freelance marketer, I would say is the best business model for a beginner. Okay, let's look at all the different business models. There's drop shipping. Okay, so like basically you take products, like you sell products on e-commerce, and then the manufacturer ships directly to the thing, right? But the problem is that you still need to run ads, and you need to use your own money to run ads to get people to buy, right? And I have a friend who does drop shipping. He spends about 300k a month, okay, on ads, okay, 300k a month, 10k a day, 300k a month, and he will make back 240k on the front end, and he will get the email list, and from emailing them, he will make maybe another 140k per month, so he makes 400k per month emailing them, like in total, okay. So he spends 300k, he makes 400k. Now, but he's an expert at what he does. Now, for a new beginner who just starts, when they run ads, do you think they'll be profitable, or you think they'll lose money?
Probably lose money.
Lose money, which is why most people doing dropshipping, most people doing e-commerce, when they run ads to their store and everything, they lose money. Why? Because they don't know how to write copy, they don't know how to do the images, and it's not because the business model doesn't work, but it's that it's a business that it requires money and requires capital. Even if you do affiliate marketing, you affiliate for someone, unless you can affiliate organically. But if you're affiliating like using ads and stuff, it's gonna be hard for you to make money, because number one, you get lesser margins when you affiliate, right? Number two, when you're running ads, you're paying from your own cash, right? So all these businesses all require you to come out with cash. The only business that doesn't require you to come out with cash is running a social media marketing agency, because the client pays for the ads, and so you're being paid to learn marketing. And once you do ads for clients and you know that it works and everything, and you don't have to worry about fulfillment and everything, because the client does the fulfillment, the client has the product and everything, you don't even need to worry about that. So you're being paid to help them to do marketing. And what's the worst that could happen? Even if you suck, okay, the worst that could happen is you just give them a refund. You say, hey, you pay me $1,000 a month, I couldn't do the work, I give you a refund, but you still learn the skill set, right? Whereas and what's the best that could happen? You make the $1,000 and you actually help them to deliver, and then after a while you start building the confidence that you are pretty good at marketing, and then the more you do, the better you are, and after you can get better clients, and maybe one day you can even do the same business that your client does, because you will know it's not hard to find products and so do a social media marketing agency, because there's lesser things that you need to master compared to if you do e-commerce or affiliate marketing or drop shipping, etc. So it's better. So if you want to go for the free webinar, it's alaric.site/resh.
Awesome, fantastic. Dude, thank you so much for sharing, bro. I really appreciate. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. And so many insights, so many loved hearing the raw stories that you shared very openly as well, right? So thank you so much for sharing, brother. I really appreciate it. Guys, again, if you do want to follow Alaric as well, his Instagram handles and everything are down below, right? So make sure you follow him. Drop him a message if you want to dig his brains and stuff. He's an absolutely amazing guy. Young guy with a very, very bright future. I'm very, very sure. All right. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Modern Wealth Podcast. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next episode.
Thank you so much, Resh.
No worries, man.